Lumos Maxima.
Welcome back to Stellar EDC, everyone. I'm outside. We're going to be testing the HD03. I have all colors, but I decided to go outside with the blue. I'm not sure why. I just really like this one a lot. So this is the one we're going to be testing. It's going to be this versus this, the Oclip Ultra. So I think this is going to be really good. I can't wait to get started. I have this really cool alleyway over here. It's pretty dark. I might turn off all the lights so we get the full action and really compare the two. I just want to say, starting off, I do believe that the Oclip is a little bit better just because it's a more master design, but this is really, really good for the price, and it definitely is a competitor with Olight. All right, let's do moonlight mode. I'm gonna have to shut this light off first though. This is moonlight, Wurkkos. Moonlight, Olight. I guess that's low, medium, high. Let's see if we go straight into turbo. Okay, that was sick. That was pretty good. Let's try the Olight now. Moonlight, kick up to low. Definitely cooler. Medium, high, turbo. Wow, they're very similar. This looks good. I like this a lot. It's really lighting up. The light doesn't seem to be getting too hot yet. I think I definitely feel the warmth. But other than that, this is sick. Look at this spot beam down here. I mean, someone will be able to identify you for sure. This is perfect. Honestly, this light is beautiful. I can highly recommend this. I mean, there's so many different modes. Even if I double click, I get to this nice RGB. Let's see how powerful the RGB is while I'm walking. Not really able to see the beam. Maybe at a different color if I beam it around. Maybe on me, but not really. It's really hard to see the beam. But it's working, and it's pretty sick. So many different modes. Look at that. See, this isn't too bright either. But this is an important mode. For some, it's a little sketchy, but for me, I think this is sick. Definitely needed. Something the Olight doesn't have, but it does have the UV. So, you know, it's give or take, you know? So I think this is brilliant. So I guess I'm gonna go through all the modes just to see, you know, like how strong this really is. I'll try and do it right by the tree, see how this works. Whoa, whoa. All right. That's New York for you. Let's check out the Wurkkos. Oh, I don't know. The Wurkkos is pretty strong. It's looking solid. Wurkkos. Thrower. Olight thrower. Oh, this is a more precise beam for sure on the Olight. Maybe because of the tint. It's like a flood thrower. Every time I double click, I get straight to the RGB. I wish I could get into turbo. So that flood is really, really nice. You really see the whole tree, honestly. Yep, the flood on the Olight is sick. I don't want this to be too long. There's so many different reviews out there. It's kind of like, should I really go that hard? Let's go inside and let's talk more about these lights in depth. I thought we'd dive into this Wurkkos a little bit deeper, just to do a little bit of review and comparison to similar models. I do like this. I do love the colorway. I'm excited that I get to try this out, and Wurkkos was confident enough to drop this pretty fast. I was not expecting this. I do like it. There's a few things that I noticed comparing it to the competitors. I just have two Olight models here. I'm going to use these to compare just because I feel like this Wurkkos is sort of the in-between, and even though it has its own flair to it, I'm not sure if it still holds up against the Oclip. So first off, let's start here. I do notice off rip that the clip is in the bottom, and here it's on the top. Like that, I notice constantly happens when I go to flick the top. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of it. I understand that it does make the design of the clips different, and I mean, this one's clearly bigger, and it doesn't feel bulkier, but it's just more substantial compared. And I am using the copper edition original Oclip, so you know it does have some weight to it. But going back to the Wurkkos, I mean, it's really nice. I I do like the switch form factor. It's pretty awesome, and that it could just change multiple colors. That's really cool. There's a lot of things after using this for about a week. There's a couple things that were irking me a little bit. I did notice that the button on the side would interfere because I always keep this clipped onto my belt. So I guess my waist would hit the belt, and I normally don't put my lights on lockout mode. So I don't know. It's just something I felt like the button was a little sensitive or it was protruding too much. I don't know. But I think I do prefer the clip on the bottom. It's like a sturdier hold. And for this one, I do feel like it'll slip out. And to put my finger where the lens is interesting, But I do like that it does stand out from the Olight model. This is the Ultra Oclip, so this is a pretty substantial. This is going for $50. It feels like $50. I'm not sure how much you could compare the two, but I mean, if you're not down to pay $50, I mean, the Wurkkos is it. This doesn't have a RGB mode, this Ultra right here, but it does have a reliable UV, a thrower. So it's just got a lot of different modes. I do enjoy this one more, honestly. I just love the bottom, and I do understand, when you clip this onto something, it'll be top up, so whenever you want to use the light. So I get that. Instead of the Olight, when you put it on, it'll just be facing down, So I get that. I do get that. So this is the box that the Wurkkos came in. It's very similar to the Olight packaging. I am digging it. I do love the lime green. I think it's sick. It also came with this lanyard attachment with the USB-C charger. So I think that's really nice. And it also came with this extension piece, but I put my own custom, carabiner on it just to give it some flair, and this glow-in-the-dark ring right here. So, I think it's good. I think the clip is sturdy. It is comparable to the Ultra clip. It does look very similar, and it does seem sturdy. Definitely sturdier than the original Oclip. I am digging it. And for $20, it's just magical. This RGB mode, it just has so many different modes. We could just flip through them all day. And I think it's pretty sick. So I am glad that they bring this product to the market. I know a lot of people say that it's way too similar to the Olight product, but I think it does have its own flair. And the fact that they chose to have the clip in the bottom does make it different, like a big difference, in my opinion. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of it, but I do think that they chose to have it that way for a reason, and it does make it different compared to these models right here. But overall, I am really liking this a lot. I think it's worth the purchase. I think the switches on the side too are convenient. I do think the machining, and this is more of like a perfected job. I think the switch is like a fidget niche, factor to it. It's just this Ultra just feels so premium. But, this fidgety switch, it just gets straight to the point, and I think I enjoy that a lot. Yeah, this does look like it's reliable. It fell a couple times while I was working, and I don't see any scratching to the anodizing. I think this is pretty solid. Well, I think I see something over here. That's not too bad. I do like this a lot. You know, you could customize it, or you can, you know, just have it sitting on your collection, you know, with whatever light you choose or running the different RGB modes. This light is here to stay. I can't wait for their upgraded model. I do think this probably should have been maybe as small as the Olight version, their first original version. I think this is pretty big. I feel like their second version could have been this big, because this is going head to head with the Ultra or the Oclip Pro. And it's pretty bulky. This head size is huge. So I didn't expect it to be this big. But overall, I think it's great. Wurkkos is killing it. I appreciate the price point for sure. And let's see if I continue to like the Wurkkos more and more as time goes on. Thank you guys for tuning in. That was really fun. I think I'm going to do more of these. I'm going to be venturing out in New York. I have so many plans. I'm caught up in different things. I know that's like the regular same old story, but it's true. I have to build a certain passion and fire to really get this started. But I'm very close. I love the EDC stuff, and I'm obsessed with flashlights. So that's one thing I can tell you.
Lumos Maxima.